Just a few days back, one of my very brilliant patients reduced their HbA1c from 7.7 to 5.6 in 4 months just with diet, no medicines. And most people were impressed, but some people said to him, like, you did not need to reduce your HbA1c. The normal level of HbA1c according to the latest guidelines is basically 7 to 8. So you were fine at 7.7 also. So the question arises, what is the normal HbA1c as recommended according to the latest guidelines? So let me read out the guidelines for you. So according to the American College of Physicians, the HbA1c target should be 7 to 8%. And the American Association of Clinical Endocrinologists, they say that it should be less than 6.5%. And the American Diabetic Association, they say that it should be less than 7%. So what is the normal HbA1c? Like it is 7 or to 8% like the current guidelines say, or it is like 6.5% according to the previous guidelines. So glucose or sugar, as sweet as it is basically a toxin for the body. It actually causes oxidation and it causes glycation. There is only one sweetener that is rich in antioxidants. Instead of causing oxidation, it is basically rich in antioxidants. It reduces the oxidation. To know what that is, you have to subscribe to our channel and view that video. Anyway, coming back to glucose, glucose is basically a toxin because it causes oxidation and glycation. What is glycation? Glycation is basically when glucose attaches to the proteins of the body and denatures them. Basically, HbA1c is glycated hemoglobin. Glycated hemoglobin means how much glucose actually got attached with the red blood cells or with the hemoglobin of your cells, and that causes problems because if this glycation occurs in the nerves, what happens? There is numbness and tingling and lack of digestion, lack of sleep. All these things are because of glycated nerve endings. Okay, if it happens in the eyes, it basically causes blindness. Many eye diseases like glaucoma are basically because of this glycated hemoglobin. Similarly, this glycated hemoglobin also causes oxidation in the endothelial linings. So it causes the incidence of heart attack is more in diabetics or people with uncontrolled sugar. It also affects the kidneys because it is a toxin. Once the kidneys try to filter this glycated hemoglobin, this glycated blood, this so much load of glucose, the filter system that gets damaged. You must have heard many diabetics have to go to dialysis because of failed kidneys. So all these are because of the damages of glucose. So basically glucose causes damage in the body a lot before the level of the 7% or 8% has been reached. This has been researched many times. I'll read out one research which has been done on the patients of Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's is a condition in which basically the patient loses all their memory because their nerves and brain cells are not working fine. And the research links to all these researches can be found in the description box below. Do view them. This research says that even among individuals with HbA1c less than 6.5%, which was the previous threshold, a higher HbA1c was associated with memory decline. Like even if the HbA1c was normal, but it was like on the higher end, like the memory of a person with HbA1c 5 would be much worse than a person with HbA1c 4 or 4.5. So basically the more the level of sugar or glycated hemoglobin is, the worse your memory or brain function is. And this is not only related to brain, like even for the heart, this research was done. And this research also that was done to judge the morbidity of heart attacks. It was found the higher the level of HbA1c was, more side effects the patient suffered after the heart attack. Basically, these guidelines were set because patients were suffering more from the side effects of the medicine. So these guidelines say that do not start medication until it is 7 or 8%. If your HbA1c is below 7 or 8%, you should be controlling your diabetes with diet, okay, not with medicines. Medicines have to be started after 7 or 8%. But that does not mean that you have to wait till 7 or 8% to control your sugar. The lesser the HbA1c is, it will be better for your heart, it will be better for your brain, it will be better for your kidneys. Okay, so the thing is, the lesser the HbA1c, the better. But to make that HbA1c lesser, it is better to avoid medicine. Unless it is 7 or 8%, then it is critical. Now we have to do something, now we have to give medicine. Even in these guidelines, if the patient is suffering from symptoms of high HbA1c or diabetes, like for example I told you they suffer from some nerve symptoms like numbness or tingling, frequent urination, or like loss of memory, if they suffer from these, or say for example their kidney function is declining, then we have to consider adding the medicines to control their HbA1c, to bring it lower. But before that, the ideal way is to control it with your diet. I mean, this is difficult. I know it is very difficult to control the urge to grab the piece of cake and just eat it. And that's why I've made this channel. And believe me, you won't find any other channel on the internet that shares the recipes which are not only tasty but also healthy. Okay, you want to satisfy your sweet tooth? I have made lots of cakes and I've made lots of biscuits, all with safe sweeteners. Okay, that will not raise your HbA1c. So this is Dr. Asma Mahmood. In the comment section below, let me know what is your HbA1c, how you control your HbA1c, and what kind of diet do you follow to control your HbA1c. Thank you for watching the video till then. Till we meet next time, take care. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.